What's going on, everybody? The Real Sharif M here, aka Mangana Steel, your favorite knife designer. And I think it's about time I talk about this. The KIZER Veritas. So if you guys have been living under a rock, the KIZER Veritas has been one of the most popular KIZER knives recently. And there's very good reason for this. When this thing went on sale on KIZER's website, it sold out faster than most modern knives that have come to the market. And there's really a lot of good reasons for this. I first happened to see this at Blade Show, and I was kicking myself for not picking it up there. I really should have. I was trying to be a little bit financially responsible, but I ended up actually waiting for it to be released officially on KIZER's website, and luckily I was able to get one in the melee of a rush that was the purchase of this knife. Now, why did this knife appeal to me? Well, it is a beautifully done EDC knife. Look at how just thin that is. Beautiful titanium, nice, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. Yep, S35 VN blade steel. Not overly thin, a good balance for EDC in my opinion, and not too beefy, obviously. Beautiful styling, I really have to say. Mr. Lundquist, I believe it's Jacob Lundquist, did a great job. Beautiful, one of the best front flippers in the modern era that I have experienced. Incredibly easy to access, even do your finger roll over technique. Hits every single time. I love a thumb hole. I'm a big fan. You can slow roll it. You can reverse flick it if you want. You have access anywhere, everywhere. And this makes this quite a pleasurable knife to handle. One of the sickest things about it is, and I hope this will come through on the camera, but the milling pattern that they did on this was just absolutely beautiful. And if you look here, that's the reversible pocket clip plug. And it is done so subtly and so well integrated. The tolerances on it are amazing, and they continue the milling into it. So you can actually reverse this titanium pocket clip onto the other side if you are a lefty, which is a wonderful consideration. You get this sick square pivot head on the show side, which, I mean, is such a nice detail. And really, this thing is incredibly comfortable. Just beautiful in a choke up. Really nice if you hold it back here. I have seen Mr. Lundquist's previous work with KUBEY, right? That's like his personal brand. And I always wondered about the comfort of this sort of rectangular finger choil approach that he has done. And even with my chunky XXL glove fingers, it's nice. It's surprisingly nice in the hand. So this thing really, as an EDC knife, is really, really good. And in this sort of pinch grip here, I can put my middle finger right into that rectangular choil, extend my finger over the blade, and I can do some nice finer work and even some mild food prep. I mean, truly, I have very little to say that is negative. Actually, I don't know that I have anything truly negative to say about this knife or this design at all, actually. I mean, for me, there's minor things that I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't mind this finger choil being a little bit larger, but that's just because I have larger hands. It's not a problem, you know, for me on any level, but I wouldn't mind maybe an extra like millimeter or two of finger choil space or finger space in that choil. But this thing is a masterclass, I would say. You know, the only thing that is funny to me is, for whatever reason, I'd love to see a regular flipper version of this, because I keep on wanting to flip here. You know, but that's just my stupid brain, you know. It's not a criticism of this thing at all. The pocket clip is really nice, fairly low profile affair, really does not get in the way. You barely feel it when you're in hand. The knife is not so thin that it rotates when you grip it. You can actually maintain a really positive grip and control if you're going to power down through, let's say, some cardboard or something like that. I mean, this thing is incredibly well judged throughout. And I gotta say, of course, this is becoming, you know, almost an expectation nowadays, but KIZER's execution is flawless with this thing. I've never needed to tighten up any of the screws, never needed to adjust the pivot, any of that. It's good to go right out of the box, and it is truly a pleasure to own and use. I gotta say, you know, this is one of those few occasions where my review is going to be absolutely short and sweet, that if you dig it, if this is for you, you gotta go get it. Honestly, it's really, really nice. It's beautifully lightweight. Let me double check. Yeah, there's pocket milling on the inside. There's this beautiful texture on the outside. Ingenious reversible pocket clip. Nice, good overall EDC knife, size, dimensions. Again, considerations, comfort. You know, what more do you need to know about this thing, really? And again, one of the best judged front flippers I have used in a long time. I hate to say it, but even since my Momentum, you know, this thing is really, really nice to use and very comfortable overall. And it's a nice, slim profile. Now, I guess maybe the only critique that I can think of on behalf of most people, it's not something that I care about particularly, but it's not ultra deep carry as is the desire of some people. But super deep carry or deep carry in general is not something that I generally think about. I'm usually dealing predominantly in white class environments or going out and dealing with the public, and I don't really worry about deep carry personally. You know, I make no bones about the fact that I carry a knife, and I'm never in a place where I need to hide it. So for me, that this is a non-issue. Overall, I think this is a phenomenal knife. If you want to recommend it to people, if you want one for yourself, the KIZER Veritas, you know, by Mr. Lundquist here. And I'm saying Mr. Lundquist because I don't want to mistake his first name. But this is a rock star knife. It's a great knife. There's just nothing else to say about it. If you dig it, get it. You won't be upset.